Hey guys, it's Natasha with Britches Get Stitches. I figured I'm on here filming, I might as well just keep filming, sorry, Flosstube Itchy Nose, and go ahead and do a WIP parade. This is going to be primarily with photos and stuff because everything's in the other room. I don't want to go sit on the floor and like have to unorganize everything and then reorganize it. But I took a bunch of pictures and I got a bunch of like cover photos and stuff. So I'm just going to do this all digitally. I'm also not feeling the greatest. You can hear it in my throat. So we will see how far we get. I currently have 98 WIPs. A lot of these are really close to a finish and I'm hoping to get them going. So fingers crossed. All right, let me just dive in. So the first one that I have is Afternoon Tea. I started this one on February 10th, 2024. It is on 28 count even weave. It is charted. It's designed by Randall Spangler. I've really loved working on this one. I can see a lot more progress going forth on it. This is where I'm at. It's going to be really cute when it's pulled together. I started that one as part of the Year of the Dragon Sal with the Huga Stitcher. The next one I have, and these are all in alphabetical order because it's just the way that Notion is organized, is American Welcome by Plum Street. I started this one as part of the Sal around StitchCon time with, who was it? Snug Harbor Crafts. They did that start. Very minimal start for me. Got this on a 32 count mystery linen of some sort, and it's all the called for like color and cotton and such. Then that one I started on June 8th, 2024. The next one is Americana, and this is one of my like 12 by 12 starts. It's by Rather Be Stitching. It was started on December 31st, 2023, and I haven't touched it since then. My bad. It's on a 20 count mystery linen as well. Then I've got Arctic Animals. This is by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This one was started as part of the Arctic Animals Club Sal, of course. I started on July 29th, 2024, and it is on a Picture This Plus. It's the called for, but it's a 40 count, and I'm also using all the called for DMC. And I am doing the signs. I know they made like 2 different versions of it. You could do it with or without the signs. I'm doing mine with the signs. Then I've got Arctic Friends by Flossie Fox Shop. Love them. I just love Flossie Fox Shop. Just such good, like, the whole pixelated image style and the color vibrancy is just really cool. I've got this one on a black 14 count Ada called for DMC, and I started it on May 16th, 2023. That was one of the, it was one of the Earth Day collabs, but then I also started as part of Mania, that one. The year I started something every day. Then I've got the Autumn Sal by Velvet Pony. I started that one September 12th this past year on a white 18 count Ada. The Sal is completely done and I am not. Go figure. But it's a lot of fun to stitch and I like the colors and stuff, and I will probably do another one after my no-buy sometime in the future. I've got a couple other patterns by her too that I want to finish as well, or start and finish. Then I'm gonna do the autumn, or I've got my Autumn Salt Box sampler by Plum Street Samplers. That one I started on October 19th, 2023. It is on a 40 count coffee dyed linen. It's called for DMC. And this was part of the seasonal salt box Sal that Lauren New Hampshire Stitcher put up. And I've got the spring one done and then like started the other ones. I need to start the next ones, but time. Then I've got Away We Ride, which is by Blackbird Designs. I started this one also as part of the 12 by 12 on December 31st, 2023 on a 40 count hand dyed linen. I dyed it myself, and I loved the color that it had on it, and it looks really good with the flosses and stuff. I am doing it with the called for, but I have considered reaching out to the Thread Gremlins to see what their conversion was, because I love Pirate Robin. They have some really good floss. And so I'm tempted to restart with Pirate Robin. We'll see. The next one I've got is Beach Rat. This is by the Artsy Housewife. This one I started on June 8th, 2024. And it's on a 32 count mystery linen. I started it at StitchCon with my table, and I'm hoping to finish it before next year. Not that I'm going to see them again because they're all going to A and I'm going to B because I can't do Father's Day weekend and blah, blah, blah. But it'll be done. Next, I've got Biodiversity Matters. This is by Pixel Pixie. This was also part of the Earth Day collaboration sale. I started it on May 2nd of 2023 on a white 14 count Aida, and I'm using the called for DMC. And this one is so close to a finish that I don't know why it's not done, because it would take 3 hours maybe to finish this thing. Next, I've got the blue. The Bluey Sow. So that one is by Olive and Lee Designs, and that is one of my focus pieces for 2025. I'm hoping to get that one finished. I started that on May 27th, 2023, and it's on a white 40 count Aida with called for DMC. Lucy's already claimed it for her room, and I feel like I can get that done. It's going to be like an overhaul, but it's also like part of the 25 in 2025. Yeah. So I gotta get 2,025 stitches in that this year. So I think I can do it. But they've also got a second one on their Facebook page that I'm hoping to start at some point too. Then I have this camper kit by Designworks. This one I started as part of the 12 by 12. So tiniest start known to man. It was December 31st, 2023, and it is a kit. Then I have the Canadian flag, which I just charted myself based on a flag. I found a little maple leaf and made it work with lines and stuff. I started that one on July 2nd, 2024. It's on a 40 count linen, and I think I can get that one done as well because the red's all done. I just have to do the white. So then I've got Candy, which is by Whittier Stitches. I started this one as part of a stitch along with Hillary at Subpar Stitches. This one I started on April 15th, 2024. It's on a 32 count Jacobsdotter by Jackson Fabric Arts, and love the fabric, love the piece, and I'm hoping to get quite a bit of work done on that one as well. Then I have the Cranky Cat sampler, which I've already restarted once. This is by Crafty Yams. Also started as part of Mania, so it started on May 7th, 2023, and it is on a white 25 count even weave. I'm really powering through these, and that is a-okay. You guys have enough WIP parades. You don't want to be chilling out with me for decades on decades. Next up is, hi Nellie, I already cleaned it up, is The Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow. This I started on May 1st, 2024, and it is on an 18 count hand-dyed Aida that I dyed as well. And I've got most of the frame done, but none of the inside, so it's on my 2025 stitches list. Then next up is Dilemma, and I started this as a stitch along with a small group of friends of mine. My colors are actually based on colors that they all chose. We kind of call ourselves the Stitching Syndicate. And so they've, like, I'm still deciding how I want the colors, because I did this start and then looked at it and was like, I don't really like that. So I'm going to end up taking it all out, and I think I'm going to somehow incorporate 310 into it, because I feel like it'll make the colors pop a little bit more. But anyway, that's a long dog sampler. Started it on December 15th, 2024. Nellie, knock it off. Go away. Go away. You're messing with the box and making noise. And then I did, it's like a personal conversion I did on a gray hand dye, or a gray dyed 32 count. Is that 32? That's not 32. No, I think that's like an 18 count. But anyway, it's going to be a restart. The next one I have is, I call it Dogs versus Cats. It's dogs have owners, cats have servants. It's by Sharon Lee Holder. It was in a magazine, one of the cross stitch magazines. Started it as part of Mania on May 3rd, 2023, and it is on a white 14 count Aida with called for DMC. That one also should be a finish. It's so tiny. Come on. Next up is Dolphin's Domain, which is my oldest, I believe. Should be one of my oldest. It was a Dimensions kit that I had for a while. And I should really get some more work done on it because it's really pretty. Then I had Emma's Heart. This is by Window Garden Designs. And this one I also started as part of the 12x12 on December 31st, 2023 on a 22 count mystery even weave. And again, it's one of those like itty bitty starts. Next up is English Garden. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks, and this is a 12x12. I've only done one 12x12, so I'm going to stop saying the 31st of 2023 because that's the same date. And it's on a 40 count linen. Next I have the Fall Band Sampler by Stitchonomy. I started this one on August 9th, 2023, and I'm doing this one on a 64 count navy. It's just a piece of cotton. And I want to get some more work done on this. It's tiny and I love itty bitty stitching. Next up is Forevermore, and this is a Long Dog Sampler. This is the one that I'm doing as part, it's like a focus piece next year, and it's for our 10-year anniversary, 2016 to 2026. So I'm hoping to get to like 75% this year, and it is on a 36 count linen. Next up is the Frosted Pumpkin Cottage by Witty Stitcher. This I started as part of Mania, so May 19th, 2023, and it is on a gray 40 count linen that I dyed, and I'm using the called for DMC. Then I've got, yeah, we made it to the G's, guys. Game of Thrones quote, which I'm not sure who made it because it's just a design that I found in a blog somewhere. And this one I started on September 9th, 2023. And it is on like a red gray dyed 18 count Aida because I dyed like the red and then I over dyed the gray. So that was fun, interesting, and I don't know if I can ever repeat it. Then I've got Girl with a Pearl Earring. This is by the Stitch Patterns and also a 12x12, and it's on a green 16 count Aida, very tiny start. All of the like little mini masterpieces are going to be tiny starts. Next up is Going Slowly by Emma Congdon. I think the full phrase, actually I'm just going to pull it up. This was a Mania, so I started on May 31st, 2023. And it's on white 14 count Aida. The full saying is, be not afraid of going slowly, be afraid only of standing still. It's a Chinese proverb. So that one I'm making for a friend. She doesn't know it yet, so maybe I should finish it and give it to her. Okay. Next, I started Grace Doth Abound by Plum Street Samplers. Who did I start this with? I think it was Nest of Petals. Had said she wanted to start it, and I was like, well, I got it, I'll start it. So I started that one on October 24th, 2024. It's also on a 40 count linen with called for DMC. Then there's the Halloween sampler. This is by Crochet a Go-Go. This one I started my own Sal, and I used the Pirate Robin floss. I dyed my own fabric. I started it on October 1st, and the Sal was Cats and Ravens and Owls. Oh my, Sal. I love it. I just love it. So I'm going to work on that one. That's one of the ones I want to get to 25%. So fingers crossed. Then we have the Hannah Richards sampler by Brenda Keys. This one is also a 12 by 12. I started this one. This is in the same book that was recommended by Megan the Seattle Stitcher. And I opened it up and saw this one was instantly was like, I need to start that one. It is on a 22 count mystery even weave. Then I've got Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogut. I started this with my syndicate friends. I don't have a start date on here. Why don't I have a start date? I'm gonna look that up because I know, actually it was the same day as the Halloween sampler. So it was October 1st of 2024. Done. This is called for DMC, also self-dyed fabric. 40 count. No, 32 count. Okay, then I've got my Heroes Sal. This is by L Cross Stitch. I started this on August 25th, 2024. It's sitting right here. It's on a 16 count Aida that I dyed, and I am like done with the top portion, and I'm moving into this ear, and then I still have the bottom like face. I'm hoping to annihilate a bunch of that stitching today because I want this done by the end of the year, but I still have 4,000 stitches left in this, and I only have 2 days left, so we'll see. Depends on how fast I get this filmed. Okay. Next is In the Garden sampler, and this is by Cute Cross Stitch. It was a magazine. I want to say spring of 2014, but I'm not positive. I started this one as part of Mania on our anniversary, actually. May 14th, 2023. White 18 count Aida and called for DMC. Next up is Irises, which is by the Stitch Patterns. It's one of the other mini masterpieces. The ones that I chose for the mini masterpieces are the ones that were listed on the Snarky and Modern Facebook page. And it was a 12 by 12 on that green 16 count Aida. Then I started It's Time for Halloween by Witch's Garden Crafts. This was a free pattern on the Facebook page. I started it as part of Mania on the 26th of May in 2023. The pattern is on a 40 count linen that I dyed purple with tie-dye fabric, with like tie-dye paint, not with like grit dye, but like with actual like tie-dye. It looks so good. And called for DMC. Then I've got the January Quicker, which is by From the Heart Needle Art. This is one of the ones that I won in Jessie Marie Does Stuff's giveaway. And I started as a 12 by 12, and I'm using a Vanilla Cream Atomic Ranch, and I'm doing the DMC called for. Then I've got this little lamppost ornament, which is from Just Cross Stitch magazine. Again, why is it not finished? It's so tiny. I started it on March 12th, 2024, and it is on 18 count white Aida. Then we've got Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. Started this one as a 12 by 12. It is on 32 count linen. This thing is gonna be huge, and I would love to get more work on it, but I don't have it listed yet this year. We shall see. It all depends on how things pan out. All right, next is Let the Good Times Be Gin by Carrie Buziak. This was in a whimsical cross stitch book. And I started this as part of Mania on May 11th, 2023, 28 count white even weave. And I literally just have the letters and one part of the glass. It should be done. It is on my finish list for 2025. Next up is Little Band Sampler by Susan Akey from the Fat Quarter Shop. It's a free pattern on their site. And I started this as part of Mania on May 21st, 2023, and it's on a white 14 count Aida with the called for DMC. The called for DMC does not look anything like the picture, but it's still really cool. Then I've got Love Wins. This is by Zara Designs. I started this on June 29th, 2024 as part of a Pride event on Fandom. And it is on an ice dyed 16 count Aida. It was like my first attempt at ice dyeing. It didn't turn out how I thought it was going to, but still really cool. So that one. Then we've got Magic School Bus, which is the Black Needle Society. We're halfway, guys. We're in the M's. That one started September 19th. It is on a navy 16 count Ada. I'm using the called for DMC, and that lizard is a beast. Oh my gosh. Bugs my eyes out, but I was able to put it into Pattern Keeper, so it should be a lot easier. We'll see. Next, I've got Mary Ann Kopp. This is my first sampler, and I absolutely love this piece. I am like savoring it. I'm letting it take a while because I really enjoy working on it. It's by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I started it on November 8th. It was part of the Back to School sale. Yeah, I was a little bit late. They started in September. I didn't start till November, but you know, whatevs. So it's Back to School by Lauren, New Hampshire Stitcher. It's on a hand-dyed 40 count linen with called for floss. I dyed the linen. It's kind of like a mustardy yellow with like gray overtones. That sounded really weird, but it works, I promise. Oh man. Then I have May the Forest Be With You. This is by Stitch and Mama as part of the Earth Day collaboration. I started this one on July 23rd, 2023. It is on a yellow 50 count linen with called for DMC. It's tiny, but I like it a lot. Then I've got Mona Lisa, which is by the Stitch Patterns, also part of the 12 by 12, and it's on a green 16 count Ada. Next is Mother's Arms. This was my unicorn pattern from Mirabilia. I found it and was so excited. I started it on June 14th, 2024, and it is on a 28 count linen. And again, this is going to be one that I'm going to savor because I have been so excited for this piece, and now that I have it, I don't want to finish it too soon. Let's see. Then I've got the Muffins Sal by Creatively Crafting. That was the 2024 Sal. This year's mermaids, so that'll be fun. And it is my focus piece for 2025, one of 4 until I finish it. I started it on January 8th of 2024 and is on white 14 count Ada. See, then I started Mushroom Food by Noctiflora Designs, also Earth Day collaboration. I started it as part of Mania, May 23rd, and it's on green 40 count linen with called for DMC. I dyed that linen as well. And then I've got the Nature Sampler by Tinsel Cross Stitch. I started it on July 24th, 2024 as part of the Squished Bird Sal. And it's on a mystery linen. I don't have the count written down here, but itty bitty start, not very much. Let's see. Then I've got No Time Like the Present. Sorry, this cold's really getting the best of me. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery. I started this on March 14th, 2024, and it is on 36 count linen. I don't know what are the colors that I'm using on that one? I could tell you here in a second because I've got it in Pattern Keeper with the actual colors that I'm using, if I can find it. No Time Like the Present. Where? Oh, it's right there. Duh. The colors I'm using are 552 and 986, so it's a purple and a green. So then I've got Ocean Pearl, which is by Tiny Modernist. I started this as a 12 by 12, and it is on blue 18 count. I got the 3 parts from Annabella's store on Etsy. Also small start. And then the next one is Ocean Reef, which is by Stitches So Beautiful. And this one I started on June 16th, 2024 to honor a friend of mine who loves turtles. And it is on 25 count even weave, and I'm considering restarting this one with tent stitch because I haven't got that far in, and I love like tent stitch, so we'll see. Same thing with the next one. The next one is Ode to Dame Maggie by Tilton Crafts. I started this one on September 30th, 2024. This was in honor of Dame Maggie Smith passing away. Professor McGonagall was who she played in Harry Potter. And this one I'm also considering restarting with tent stitch because I really fell in love with tent stitch when I did the 2024 SAL for Heaven and Earth Designs. It was so much quicker to complete, and you really couldn't tell the difference between like tent stitch and full stitch. So I'm considering restarting. I'm not that far in. I'm only 30 stitches in. I might as well just take it out and restart. So, but we'll see. I might have to switch the fabric if I do that. Okay. Next was Ornamental Carpet 430 or 439 by Zephyr Mood. This one I started as part of Mania on the 8th. And then it's on 40 count linen. I'm using the color 820. But I meant to frog a bunch of things because I got going on a line and didn't realize the line didn't continue and blah, 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 blah. Then I've got Ornamental Carpet 480, which is by Zephyr Mood. I was in like kind of a monochromatic kick and I wanted to like start something monochrome. So I started this one on May 1st, 2023, and I'm using white 18 count Ada and I'm using DMC 310 on this one. And this one I don't really enjoy as much, but I don't have a reason. So I'm gonna keep giving it some more time. All right, we're on the P's. So this is a little penguin by it was in a Just Cross Stitch magazine, the ornament one, and I started this on March 12th, 2024 on a white 18 count Ada. Next is Pray For Me, I'm Bitter by Lucy Beam. This I started on June 9th, 2024 at StitchCon. It is on a 36 count hand-dyed linen, and I don't have a progress photo for you because I don't know where it is. So wish me luck in finding that one, or I'm gonna have to restart it. Well, I'm gonna have to buy the pattern again and then restart it. I don't know where it is. I went through everything. It's probably downstairs. I need to organize my craft area. Fingers crossed. Like, wish me luck, please. Next up is Pumpkin Patch by Twisted Willow Designs. This one was also in a Just Cross Stitch. It was in the September 2024 Just Cross Stitch magazine. I started this one on October 24th, 2023, and it is on a white 22 count Ada with the called for DMC. Then I have the Quaker Swan, which is by the Exemplary Sampler Company. I got it at the freebie table and I started it on December 3rd, 2024. I don't have the fabric here, but I'm pretty sure it's just a white 18 or 16 count Ada. Nothing special. Next up is Rainy Day Magic. This is by the Flossy Fox Shop. This was started as part of Mania on the 13th. And then it is on a black 14 count Ada with the called for DMC. And I love the purples on this one. Next up is Red Work by Carrie Buziak, again from the Whimsical Cross Stitch book. Started as part of Mania on the 22nd. It's on white 14 count Ada, and that one's going to be done soon too. Another piece that is missing is the reindeer ornament. And this is also Just Cross Stitch magazine, the December one. And it was started on March 12th, 2024 on a white 18 count Ada. Okay, next up is Remembrance, and this is by Cross Stitch Traveler. I started this one on November 23rd, 2024, and I started this November 23rd? I thought it was September 23rd. Because I started this one as part of the, yeah, I think that date's wrong. I'm pretty sure it was September because this was part of Caroline Stitch Corner was doing a sunflowers in September start, and so that's why I started this one. Yeah, so I updated that one. And that's on a light blue 18 count Aida. Then I've got Robin by Carolyn Manning. I started this one as part of Manning May on May 25th, 2023, and I did it to join in, because it's what I do, and I didn't go very far. And it's on a coffee dyed 40 count linen. Next up is Rudolph. This is by Fat Quarter Shop. This was started on June 27th, 2024, and it is a kit that I got on the free table at StitchCon. Then I've got Schoolhouse Rock by Black Needle Society. I got this as part of a charity donation. Same thing with the Magic School Bus one as well. And this is, I started it on April 2nd, 2024, and it is on an 18 count blue dyed Aida that I dyed. Then I've got a Seasons kit. It is a stamped kit. It's by a company that, it looks like it's called 3D, because it's like a different language on there that I can't read. Started that as part of the 12 by 12. Then I've got the Secret Grow Sal by Need a Lot, and I started that one on December 8th this year, and it is on a, where are you at? Are you here? You're here. I have a lot of stuff up there. And here's my progress on it. I've got a bat, but I dyed this fabric. It is a 32 count, dyed by me. Still on the Q-snap, because I'm hopeful. Still on the Q-snap because I'm hopeful. Okay. Don't know what else I dropped. Okay, and then I started the, let's see, we've got Selbu Santa by Cross Stitch Joe. This was part of it was our Selbu Santa Sal that I started with Michelle Chinook Crafter. It was July 24th, 2024, and it is on a raw linen 32 count. Then I've got Sewing Table, which is a Riolas kit that I started as part of the 12 by 12. Itty bitty, which those like woolen threads that I'm just not used to, but it turns out really pretty. Then I've got Springtime Blossom Sampler, which is by Stitching Through the Years, which is no longer on Etsy, but still has so many really pretty patterns and stuff if you search for them online. I started this one as part of Mania on the 28th, and it is on a 40 count tan linen. Then I have The Squirrel by Maloka Designs. This was a free sal that they did. Rachel Lemonade Stitching has already completed it, and she inspired me to start it, which I did on October 26, 2023. I'm guessing that's probably around the time that she finished it. I'm guessing. But it is on a 16 count hand-dyed light blue Aida that I dyed with the call for DMC. And it's itty bitty. I haven't started very far into it, so. Next is the Starflower Sampler by Summerhouse Stitchworks, also a 12 by 12, and it is on an 18 count mystery Aida with the called for DMC. And it is a lot more black work than I thought it was going to be, so it might take me a while on that one. Next up is Starry Night by The Stitch Patterns. I started this as part of Mania on the 20th, and it is a white 14 count Aida with called for DMC. Next up is the Starry Night Bottle by Zephyr Mood. I started this one on October 13th, 2023, and it is on a white 14 count Aida with the called for DMC. Next is Start Each Day with a Grateful Heart by Emma Congdon. This one is also a Mania start from the 24th, and it is on white 14 count Aida. And there's a lot more stitching to it than I expected. Then I've got the Summer Band Sampler by Stitchonomy. This one I started on May 30th, 2024, and it is on a 64 count purple cotton. And it's a lot of fun. It's really cute. Next up is the Summer Salt Box by Plum Street Samplers. I started this one on October 28th, 2023. It is on a 40 count coffee dyed linen, the exact same piece that all the other ones are on. And like I said, I finished the spring one, started the summer one, but didn't get it finished before I needed to start the autumn one, etc. Then I have The Birth of Venus, which is by the Stitch Patterns. It started as a 12 by 12 and it is on green 16 count Aida. Then I've got The Castle, which is by Teresa Wentzler. I started this one on November 15th, 2023, as part of a hashtag It's Wentzler Time that I was inspired by Andrew the Runner Stitcher to start. And I don't have the fabric on here, but this one is actually a painted fabric. You can paint with acrylics, and so I like really watered down some acrylic paint and did like a white top and a blue bottom to kind of do like sea and sky. I'll never be able to wash it because it might wash out. So that was an experiment I'd never done before. I get paint on my hands whenever I do, so I have to wash my hands when I'm done. When I finish that piece fully, and I'm doing the extended wing portion that was provided by somebody on Facebook, when I get it finished, I will then have to seal the whole thing so that the paint does not come off. So I made a lot more work for myself, but it looked really cool. Next is The Goldfish by the Stitch Patterns, also a 12 by 12 on a green 16 count Aida. Next is The Scream, which is by the Stitch Patterns. Started as 12 by 12. It's on a green 16 count Aida. Next is The Wave. It's by the Stitch Patterns. It's a 12 by 12 and it's on a green 16 count Aida. Almost done, guys. Next was This Joyous Season by Plum Street Samplers. I started this one with Mrs. Smith Stitches as part of the Stitch This Joyous Season Sal. I started it on August 7th, 2023 on a 32 count hazelnut by Extra Designs with the called for DMC. Then I've got Treasure Island, which is by Owl Forest Embroidery. I started this on August 2nd, 2023 for their yearly sal, and this is on a coffee dyed 28 count Aida with called for DMC. And this one is a instant coffee dye, so it makes it look like burnt paper, which is actually more hard to stitch with, but looks really stinking cool. Again, I can never wash that one because it comes out in the wash, as I found the first time I tried. Next is 12 Months by Owl Forest Embroidery. This is the 2025 sal. This one I started on December 18th, 2024. It's still in the bag, sorry. And it is on a tan 18 count, called for DMC. That's how far I am. Okay, next up is Two Dancers by the Stitch Patterns. This one is a 12 by 12 on green, 16 count Aida. Then you have Victorian Morning Tree by Night Spirit Studios. And I started this one in support of Night Spirit Studios when she was having the health concerns. Started it on June 18th, 2023 on black 14 count Aida with the called for DMC. Next up is Water Lilies. It's by the Stitch Patterns. I started it as a 12 by 12 on green, 16 count Aida. Next up is the Weasley Bookmark by Personalized Designs. This they sent to me to try for a review, so I started it on December 8th, 2023, and it is a kit. Then you've got Welcome, which is a kit by Golden Bee, and I started this one on June 26, 2024. I got this off the freebie table at StitchCon. And then you've got When Life Gives You Lemons. This is by Emma Congdon. And I started this one on May 25th, 2023. So it's Mania start. It is on white 14 count Aida. Then you've got my final focus piece of 2025 to start, and that is Wizard of Oz, and it is, who is this one by? Shoot, I can like see his name. It's like Steven something. Is it on? Let me check my pattern keeper. It should be on here. Scott Gustafson. It was SG and I couldn't think of what it was. Nope, go back to the tab. So it's by Scott Gustafson, and it is, I started it on August 6, 2023. It's on 28 count even weave, called for DMC because it's full coverage. And then I've got Woman in a Field of Flowers. This is by, designed by Ida Rosa and just charted by Stitches So Beautiful. I started this one on November 22nd, 2023, and it is also a 28 count even weave. And again, this is one of those that I'm like, dang, I really wish I'd started in 10 stitch, but I didn't know that at that time. Like, these were my first two full coverage with Wizard of Oz and Woman in a Field of Flowers, and I was like, I should have done 10 stitch, but I didn't know until after I'd done Tintern. So now I know. And then I've got two more WIPs, guys. So the first one is Worth Fighting For by Bendy Stitchy. This was, it was another charity one, but which one was it? I think it was the Earth Day collab. Yeah. And this was a 12 by 12 on 40 count green hand-dyed linen, called for DMC. And then the final one is Ye Old Halloween Sal by Stitch On Me. I actually kept up with this one, except the final, like, finish out your piece parts all came out, and I was like, well, there's a lot there. And so I started that one on September 23rd, 2024, and it is on like a golden 16 count Aida that I had from some yard sale or estate sale or whatnot. So that's it, guys. Those are all my WIPs. Just think, next year it's gonna be like 3 videos long, just like Jen the Caffeinated Crafter. So yeah, let me know if you're stitching any of those things, or if you have any recommendations for anything else that I should stitch, because you know me, I'm ready to start it. All right, I won't spend too much time dilly-dallying. You guys have plenty to go watch, so have fun with WIP parades. Later, y'all.